He's got things sorted at the moment. The man with the specs. And a lot of respect from his teammates as well. He's out there in the middle to open the innings. Of course, Super Giants would want to make a good start, especially within the power plays, as Didar again takes his stance way outside the popping crease. The idea is to negate the swing. Rahul comes in. Oh, the keeper fumbles. Fielder at short fine as well, but the batters would scamper for a single. A few more extras to be added. A wide, followed by a single as well, so 2 extras. Current run rate fast approaching 10. That has been the target for Super Giants. At the toss they mentioned they want to score 200. So for that you need 10 and over. Well bowled. Lots of oohs and ahs around. The Dhaka Indians are chirpy. They've got 2 bowlers, Alif, with 2 different kind of attacking options. Rahul here more prominently swinging the ball in, whereas Shohag was the one who had that slinging action, wants to take the ball outward. Some air swing there, but nicely driven. Beautiful shot. First runs for Shoaib. More runs for the Super Giants.
Well, he was being too predictable. It was in the slot, and thank you very much, says Shoaib. He middled the ball perfectly, and the cap was also properly pierced. As you mentioned that yes, he swings the ball back into the right-hander, but sometimes the problem is sometimes you get too predictable. Just like that, when it was outside the off stump, the ball pitched, swung back, and Shoaib drove it with utmost ease.
Keeper steps up. Short fine is quite fine as well, so I think it's a good field setup for the bowler. You need to have someone behind the wicket to help the wicket keeper. If the ball is swinging this much. 5 runs off the over already. A boundary for Shoaib, who'll feel very good about himself. Struck nicely. Sounded great off the bat. And the result is great as well. The first 6 of the match from the bat of Shoaib.
Wow, what a strike. The first 6 of this edition of Royal Champions Trophy as well. It was connected so sweetly, almost as sweet as honey. The sound was so good, and the result was even better. Straight down the ground all the way for a maximum. Shoaib Muhammad will be on the peak of his confidence after hitting this blow.
Slight appeal, an inquiry by the wicketkeeper. Rahul trying to tighten his line up a bit. And as a bowler, you need to think about both your lines and lengths here, Shoaib. Whenever he's pitched it up, the batter capitalized, so you need to drag his length a bit shorter. But also, the pitching area has to be outside off if he wants to swing the ball in. Flicked away, catch it is the call. The ball is high and handsome as well. Hits the wall. 6 to end the over. An expensive one. Or there's one more ball left. Well, there were 2 wides. Still one more ball to go. 26 for no loss. Super Giants. They've got a super start here. The current run rate over 14 already. A couple of sixes struck by Shoaib. Stabbing it well through the offside, through the leg side. End of the second over now, finally. Super Giants move on to 27 for no loss. He's in very good touch here, Shoaib. Struck a couple of sixes in the previous over. A boundary to his name as well, so 17 of 7. That struck well. He loves hitting it straight over the top. Has it broken something? He might have broken the spirit of the bowler with that shot. Beautifully struck.
Stand and deliver. He played that shot with a lot of power and elegance as well. Shohag has been slapped out of the park for a 6. It went like a missile to the dressing room.
Strucks it well, but not well enough. It just went high. The fielder failed to get underneath that. It wasn't the easiest of chances. Fielder ran in, looking high up in the air. Initially I thought the ball was going the distance, but it just went straight up. Absolutely mistimed by the batter. Somehow survives.
Yeah, it was a skyscraper. A lot of height but not distance. The fielder made a valiant dive. Then again, couldn't really grasp. A good delivery from Shohag to make a comeback. Slightly pulled the length back and the ball was swinging away as well from Didar Imran. But this is what really happens, Parvez. Shoaib Mohammad is the one who loves to take the attack on the bowler. And he really destroys the confidence of the bowler right from the beginning.
Oh, that's an easy catch for the bowler. The first wicket down. Shohag gets the breakthrough and absolutely bamboozled the batter there. It was slightly slower, stopped on the batter, and the shot was not on for Didar.
The first blood drawn, Didar Imran on his way back, and this is what Shohag is capable of doing. His slower deliveries are always lethal, and this is the reason why he dragged the length back in the last delivery. Once again, on the length, Didar Imran couldn't really pick the slower. It went straight up and straight back to the bowler. So cotton bowl, Didar has to go back for 5. Super Giant lose their first. It's 34 for 1.
Bit of discussion between the Dhaka Indian bowlers and the fielders as well. They've made a breakthrough. They've got the breakthrough. Of course, not of the aggressor. Shoaib is still there on the other end. 24 of 9. They've got rid of Didar. Very experienced, very much capable, and that's how it happened. Brilliant bowling from the bowler. Keeps on trying to bowl outside off. This time another wide. The Dhaka Indians bowling a few extras here.
The fall of the first wicket brings Rifat in the middle. He will be looking to reconstruct this innings as he defends the first delivery. Bit of yes and no between Shoaib and Rifat. They have to be careful about these communications because they can't really afford losing another wicket right after the first one due to a silly miscommunication.
The last thing you'd want is a run out. And that's exactly the message that comes out from the Super Giants dugout. No need to panic. There is a fielder at short third and short fine for Shohag. Slightly shorter, pulled away, just out of reach of the fielder in the circle, and it races away for another boundary. So Rifat is off the mark as well.
Well, it was a hit-me ball on the shorter side, not enough pace behind it to intimidate the batter. So Shoaib Mohammad just took the full toll of it. He rocked back and pulled it away through the caps. The third over is done and dusted with this boundary after 3. Super Giants at 39 for 1.
Shoaib back on strike. Has seen his partner get out in the previous over. He's just faced 9 deliveries. Raced off to 24, a couple of sixes, a couple of boundaries. Again, almost an opportunity there, Abhijit. Fielder creating chances here, the Dhaka Indians.
Yeah, they should be pumped up after picking up the first wicket. They should have that urge of creating that pressure on the bowlers, on the batters, in fact, of Super Giants.
Waited for it. And there is protection in the deep, or yes, there is. Was almost getting caught off guard there. Having a look at the dimensions of the ground, there's not a lot of space beyond the boundary rope, so sometimes it gives you a misleading feeling that the ground dimensions are smaller, but they don't look as small as it actually looks on screen.
55 to 60. That's what the dimensions are of this ground, which is conducive for the batters to bat on if they go for those aerial shots. Once again, Rahul swings the ball back in. He just has to control the line and the length properly. He's someone who's got that swing, that early movement when the ball is shining. So if he can pitch it in the right zones, that can be troublesome for the batters.
Spot on. Again, some air swing. Very unlucky, the bowler. Can't believe the ball did not hit the stumps.
A peach of a delivery from Rahul, and this is the line and the length I was speaking of. Slightly outside the off stump, and that extra bit of swing almost took the bails off. Oh, whiskers away. Just whiskers away from the stumps, and he is in disbelief that how did it miss the stumps?
Good job by the keeper to get behind it on that occasion. Rifat struggling with the swing that's coming in. Not a lot of foot movement, just going through with his shot. Just seeing him do a shadow as well. The only issue here is you need to keep an eye on the ball and try and play it late. This is a fantastic over in the context from Rahul. No wickets, but no less than a wicket. The impact of this over, just a single coming from it. Doesn't have a long run up. Depends on swing mostly. Excellent over comes to an end. Just the one run from it. After 4, Super Giants 40 for 1. .25 of 11. We can see something that you guys can't on the visuals. We have the first glance of the trophy that the teams will be playing for. This is not something that Sadman would want. The new bowler comes in, straight away bowls a wide. So another extra, another run for the Super Giants.
3 bowlers used this far from Dhaka Indians, and 3 of them kicked off with a wide delivery. And 3 of those wides were outside the off stump, so the struggle is very much evident from the bowler to find the right line. That's a lovely shot through the gap, and he's threaded a needle through the offside field, the Shoaib Mohammad.
Great shot. Very good shot. We've seen him time the ball, especially off the front foot. Particularly severe. Straight down the ground. But this time, just look at that balance. Off the back foot. Pierces the gap through the covers. He's finding it easy here 29 of 12 already, Shoaib. Good foot movement. Finds the gap once again. Another boundary. Raining boundaries here for the Super Giants.
It's 2-2 for Shoaib, and Saddam, the new bowler, will be right under the cosh. He was struggling to find the right channel to bowl at, but he's been hit with 2 boundaries back to back. And he's the guy who's not gonna die wondering. On the pads, and he clips it with a lot of easiness, or what should I say? I mean, that was picturesque. Always you love seeing shots like that. And this goes over the bowler's head, straight back over the bowler's head for a boundary. So 3 boundaries on the trot. Is it a boundary? Is it a boundary? No, it's been stopped. A fielder intercepted. Well, our vision was blocked as we couldn't really see what's happening on the ground. And it wasn't visible on the screen as well. So apologies for that.
This time finds the gap. This will be a boundary. Turning out to be a very expensive over here from Saddam, as the 50 comes up for the Super Giants as well.
Perhaps he heard me. He heard me screaming off a boundary. He said, okay, hold on. I'm going to hit a boundary in the next ball. And that's the first boundary for Rifat as well. He was struggling in the last over, but found some rhythm.
And let me tell you, someone who hasn't found his rhythm at all is Saddam, beg your pardon. Struggling at the moment. Wide to kick off the over. Another one that goes down the leg. Struck it nicely. 1 bounce off to the fence. This is the 4th boundary of the over. The end of the over. I think the bowler will be relieved that it was finished. That he's conceded 18 runs here. 58 for 1, the Super Giants. Ghaffar with the gloves on. He's got a task in his hands. His bowlers have been swinging the ball both ways, so he's had to contend with that. And now we'll have to contend with Deepu, who's got HRD on the back of his jersey. This is the final over of the power plays. Super Giants losing the toss. In fact, winning the toss and electing to bat first, are on 58 for 1. Short. Struck it straight to the fielder's hands, but he's dropped it as well. Immediately saying sorry to his teammates. Raji was there at the point region. The timing wasn't there at all. Reverse cup gone wrong for Razi. Apologies to his teammates. Another opportunity created by the bowler. The fielders will need to latch on to those catches. Much better there. Look at that carry and movement. The keeper taking it over chest height. So HRD is going hard here, Deepu. Excellent channel. He's got some swag and style about him as well. Just look at that headband that he's wearing. So he's bringing in some intensity into this game. Off the toe part of the bat. Just over the fielder's head there. Rohit had to make a chase, running beyond the 30-yard circle, but the batters will safely take a single. Deepu has been bowling at good lengths here, not giving the batters anything to drive. Just trying to keep it within the 6 to 8 meter length. Under edge, not timing it at all. Shoaib, he's been off strike for a while. That might be a bit frustrating for him since he's been the one that has been scoring the bulk of the runs here, 35 of 16. They're already going at over 10.5, which means the projected total is 223. It is a smaller ground, so both teams will have that on their minds, that they need to score at least 200 here. I think that could be a par score, competitive score. Deepu has recovered a lot from the disastrous over in the previous one, 18 conceded, and here just the 2 runs of the first 5 balls, so we'll have to finish it well. The final over of the power plays. Play in a miss. Shoaib frustrated with himself. A great over, a comeback over from Deepu. After 6, the Super Giants 60 for 1. You're watching us live from the Cricketers Academy ground number 1. The Pimatek Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith, co-sponsor Euro Bangla Foundation. Broadcast partner Cloud Life BD. It's been a giant effort from the organizers to kickstart the 5th season, the Royal Champions Trophy, which is a prestigious trophy in the amateur cricket scene here in Bangladesh. Nishu Ahmed Chaudhary and his team doing a great job. Left arm spin right after the end of the power plays, and Raji, who was the one missed the catch in the previous over, has the ball in his hand. An opportunity at redemption. There will be gaps for the batters here to get those singles. Field is well spread out. Since the boundary dimensions are not that big, they'll still want to go for those big shots as well. Very nicely bowled. Excellent bowling. Just outside off, keeps a tad bit low. We've seen a few deliveries not bounce a lot, especially when bowled at the fuller length. So there are areas in this fresh wicket which the bowlers can make best use of. It's one of the experienced campaigners in the team, Raji. Kept it nice and tight outside off. This is where the stifling work begins. The middle overs. The overs where the batters will have to grind their way out, graft their way out. Nicely struck. Finds the gap. It's Shoaib once again. Another boundary to his name. Not an easy gap to find. There was long off. There was deep extra cover. Still finds the gap there. Shoaib 39 of 21. Played it through the line, trusting the bounce off the wicket, which is not an easy task here. We've seen a few balls stop after pitching. Didar Imran was the first casualty. Got startled by that slower delivery. Shoaib looks unflustered, looks supremely confident in his approach. Some width given. Hit straight. Hit flat. And straight to the fielder. No mistakes made. Another big blow from the Dhaka Indians as they pick up Shoaib, who was going great guns. Shohag with the catch. He's been all action. Picked up a wicket with the ball in hand and now at long off. Taking an easy catch. Shoaib walks back. Dejected, disappointed. 39 of 21 to his name. 65 for 2, the Super Giants. Shoaib Mohammad, a strike rate of 177. And Raji in his first over picks up a wicket. The new batter walks in, Mustahid, having a chat with Rifat, probably asking him about the condition of the pitch, how it has been behaving so far. The current run rate slightly under 10 now. As a result of a couple of good overs there, the final over of the power play went for just 2 runs, and then this one, 5 runs and a wicket. So the Dhaka Indians making a comeback of sorts. That's how the wicket fell. That's how Shoaib fell. Fell straight into the hands of the fielder at long off. Nice catch to cap things off for the Dhaka Indians. Well bowled, nicely struck past the fielder at point. Will race away to the boundary. So first runs for Mustahid. He kicks things off in style. And end of the over. Successful one for the Dhaka Indians. They've picked up a wicket, but 9 runs conceded from it as well. After 7, it's 69 for 2. Deepu with his second over. It's been the peak of the bowlers, if you ask me, for the Dhaka Indians. Bowling at consistent lines and lengths. Probably has much more pace than his other teammates here who've been on show in this game so far. That's pulled away. Oh, almost. A story of almost. The umpire will signal a 6 there. Ghazi Hassan Shamim. On the other hand, this is Munzurul Hassan Khan with the signal. Could have been a wicket, but instead it goes all the way, deflected off the right hand of the fielder. As we've mentioned before, there's not a lot of distance beyond the boundary rope, so the fielders will really have to be on their toes. Nicely struck once again, finds the gap. This is good batting from Rifat. Kind of counter-attack you need as a batting side. A lot of width given there by the bowler. He'll know what he did wrong there. Can't keep a field set for that kind of a delivery. An arm raised, an apology by the bowler. Needs to keep it tighter here, Deepu. Needs to recall what he did in the previous over. It was an almost perfect over from him. Pulled away. So the bowlers here will actually have to bowl to their field. Cannot give a lot of width, cannot bowl short. The margin of error is just too minimal. That's nicely bowled. Almost a forceful shot by Mustahid. 11 runs of this over as well, so they're really at par with what they want to do here. A 200.
Yeah, absolutely. The skipper really mentioned that during the toss. Steps down the pitch, does Mustahid. Doesn't really find the middle of the bat. Bit of yes and no. And eventually they decided against that single. The big scalp has been lost. Shoaib Mohammad was going great guns, has been dismissed. And the skipper comes out to bat, who's got a wealth of experience under the belt. Has led the last man stands Bangladesh side as well, Syed Mustahid Hussain, and was the skipper of the World Cup winning last man stands Bangladesh side. So he's got that experience of playing amateur cricket for a long time in Bangladesh, and he knows how to face these debacles for the sake of his team.
Slightly aerial. And we'll find the boundary. Well, found the gap pretty nicely there. Did justice to the appreciation given by Alif here to end the over as well. After 8, so Super Giants 84 for 2. So 8 overs done, 84 for 2. Raji is back. Picked up the wicket off Shoaib Mohammad. Nicely bowled. Well played as well. Good shot is the call from the dugout.
Milking runs will be important in this point in time for Super Giants. The batters have to rely on the singles, and of course boundaries will come, but the flow of the runs shouldn't be hampered. And that's what Rifat and Mustahid will be eyeing to do.
Captain takes a soft touch. Goes for the quick single, or has he? Yes, they've gone through with it. Keeper almost losing his bearings there. The helmet off his head. That's the level of effort that the Dhaka Indians have been putting since the beginning.
Not very Syed Mustahid light batting, because right from the inception of his career, he used to be a swashbuckling batter. No feet movement needed, nothing is needed. What needed was his power and his position. He used to just thump the bowlers out of the park. That was his style of batting. That's nicely cut. Backward of square, and it's going to trickle away to the fence. Rifat gets a boundary.
Both the batters looking good now. The skipper 9 of 5, and Rifat making a slightly cautious start. Now suddenly opening up. Not a lot of width given. Can't say the bowler did a lot wrong there, but the position of the batter was really nice. Waited for it, played it just underneath his eye line, played it late, helped him to find that gap as well. 90 for 2 already, so approaching the team 100 here. Super Giants, probably a good toss to win. If you get a good start, if you get a big score, you immediately put a lot of pressure on the chasing side. Swept away powerfully, but there was a fielder. batter would feel slightly unlucky there.
Jitin Krishnan was the one, and he did exceedingly well to prevent at least a single. The former skipper of Dhaka Indians, another experienced campaigner, so he'll also have his tails up to serve for the sake of his team. But it's a decent over from Raji, 6 runs from it. And he's the one who picked up the massive wicket of Shoaib Mohammad as well.
Yeah, a decent over from him. Even the boundary scored by Rifat in this over was not a result of bad bowling, but that was good batsmanship. So he's kept it tight here, Raji. Little bit of width given there, Mustahid. Onto it quickly, will pick up a single. So 10 runs or 8 runs of the over. After 9, it's 92 for 2. Still going at over 10 and over here. The Super Giants, they will be happy with what they've compiled so far. The two batters getting their footing in here. Well bowled. He's looked sharp for most occasions, Deepu. Rattling the batter with some pace and movement.
And look at that zip of the surface. He's the only one who's extracting that amount of bounce. And they struck at the gloves of Syed Mustahid. He was also puzzled seeing that amount of bounce. But Deepu has been bowling so well.
He's almost unlucky to concede 15 runs from his previous one. This time, slightly fuller. Hit straight and hit long enough. A counter punch from Mustahid. It was not just raw power, but a lot of timing in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Wasn't that shot where the brute force was applied, but the timing of the ball was so nice that it took the ball out of the park. There was pace behind the ball from Deepu and proper usage of that pace as well. Just look. He really checked that shot, not went with the full flowing drive, and it was enough to beat the fielder at long on and go all the way.
Follows it up with a single. This is very, very good batting. The experience showing from the two batters here. Just one off the team 100 here, Super Giants.
Yeah, they're scoring with the rate that their captain mentioned. For scoring 200 in this track, you need to go with this rate. In fact, in any track, of course, you need to go with this rate of 10 per over, and that's what they have been doing. They're currently going with more than 10.
Effort ball. You could hear the grunt from the bowler. No foot movement. Tried to play it off the wicket here, Rifat. Interesting to see Deepu bowling his third on the trot. I haven't seen a lot of spin, just Raji, the one spinner. He's mostly got some swing bowlers up top, followed by this guy who can actually hit the deck hard. So this is a very good option that they have in the middle overs, where he won't be thinking a lot about swinging the ball, but mostly trying to hit the deck hard, challenging the batter on the bounce, on pace as well.
Perhaps the flatness of the wicket has really forced the skipper to take this ploy. Miscued one, shouts of catch it, but doesn't really reach the fielder at long on. So as we were discussing that 3 fast bowlers used this far, only a spinner Raji. Perhaps due to that conditions as the sun is baking down and the pitch is really flat. So perhaps the skipper is not really keen to take that risk using another spinner.
Again, has he timed it well enough? Yes, he has. And the team 100 comes up with that glorious 6 from the captain. End of another over. 106 for 2, the Super Giants after 10.
So this is how the batting card looks like. Shoaib Mohammad was the one to score great runs, 39 for 22. Rifat is the one who has been in the middle for quite some time, 32 from 21, accompanied by the skipper side Mustahid. And Mahmoud Al-Mutin Shohag and Soyad Raji were the bowlers who got picked. And certainly Raji was the pick of the bowlers, 17 for 1 from his couple of overs, and 7 dots produced, which is really great to see. Raji back for his third over. Rocks back to the back foot as Rifat works it away towards deep mid wicket. But speaking of Syed Mustahid Hussain, because this seems to be his version 3.0. From the beginning, he was a belligerent hitter of the cricket ball. But for the last few years, he's molded himself in a way where he loves anchoring these innings. Of course, that urge for the big shots are there, but then again, he's become a batter who's calm, steady, and goes with the flow. But just before the Last Man Stands World Cup, he went on a mission. There was 3 months on the trot. He lost 15 kgs, was in a process, did nets, persistent practice at Dhanmondi Cricket Club. That's pulled. Oh yes, it's got the wings on it to fly all the way for 6. Soyad Raji has been greeted with a 6 in the third delivery of his third over. Yeah, on the shorter side. On the shorter side, that really allowed the batter to rock back and bludgeon the ball all the way. The fielder had to become a viewer as the ball sailed all the way for a 6. So it's Rifat who is cutting loose and getting the quick runs for his side. The score has moved up to 114 after this 6. The skipper will be watching it, will be enjoying it from the other end. Well, a 6 followed by a 4. Seems like Raji hasn't really learned from his mistake. Yet again a delivery which was on the shorter side. And Rifat has taken the full advantage of that short delivery. Well, it was a hit-me ball. Absolutely a freebie for Rifat. A gift ball, and that gift has been accepted gleefully. Some moves from the umpire. Ghazi Hassan Shamim signaling this a boundary. So already 12 runs from the first 4. Razi is really feeling the heat. The sweep comes again, and this one bisects both the fielders at onside. Another boundary. 6-4-4. Soyad Raji is under the pump. The skipper has got a big smile on his face, Soyad Mustahid Hussain. He should be loving the way his batter is batting. A floaty delivery, Lot of airtime given. Rifat was down on his knees and has really penetrated the offside field with a lot of easiness. Defense, but an expensive over comes to an end. 16 runs from this Raji over. After 11, Super Giants are 122 for 2. Saddam has been brought back for his second over. Was really expensive in his first, and that was the most expensive over of this game as well this far. 18 runs from the first one. So he's been brought back in his second spell on the 12th over. So perhaps he will be signed to bowl the death overs also against Mustahid and Rifat. Shouts of catch it. And it's been taken. The skipper pouches an easy catch, and that's the end of another skipper from the other end side, Mustahid Hussain, who succumbs. And he has to take that long walk back to the pavilion. It was a nonchalant looking stroke. Played away from his body, not much power behind the shot as well. He just swung the bat. Didn't really have the idea where the ball was going. And Mustahid departs scoring 24. And Super Giants are 122 for 3. Right, so that's the replay of the last wicket. A miscued shot from Syed Mustahid, which landed in the hands of Rohit, who was having a bit of juggle with the ball. He will be over the moon after picking up the big wicket of Syed Mustahid. And the third wicket brings Faisal Ahmed in the middle, the pace bowling all-rounder. Short, but not much of a carry. Faisal was looking to throw the kitchen sink at that one, but hasn't really found the bat behind the ball. The current rate is above 10.5, which is very much positive for Super Giants, but Dhaka Indians would love to pull that one down. That's struck hard, but finds the fielder at long off. Mahmudul Motin Shohag was down there. He's been one of those proactive fielders who can take those catches and prevent boundaries. The tall right-arm fast bowler. Short, pulled, shouts of catch it. And it goes all the way. No one was out there to catch. And it's a 50 for Rifat as well. A majestic way to bring up his 50 with a 6 over mid-wicket. A poor delivery, absolutely a gift of a delivery from Saddam. And Rifat says, "Thank you very much. I'm going to fetch my 50 with a 6." That struck hard, but straight to the fielder. 12 gone. After 12, it's 130 for 3. Raji's back for his fourth and final over. Beats the fielder at cover. And beats the fielder at deep extra cover as well. A cracking stroke to kickstart the 13th. Raji has been welcomed with a 4. His fourth over begins with a 4. And Rifat is having a move on. Well, he is absolutely enjoying himself in the middle. But Raji, what he's doing wrong is he's offering deliveries which are not enough tossed up. He needs to be as full as possible to block that opportunity when the batter is going backward. Yet again, struck hard but finds the fielder at the deep. One of the boundary riders prevent the boundary. It's Pimatic Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. We are really thankful to Pimatic for being the title sponsor of this tournament. Also, Jersey Smith, who are the powered by sponsors. The co-sponsor is Eurobangla Foundation. We express our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all of the sponsors for being with us and supporting. A quick run taken in the meantime. Both of these batters have quick legs. Well bowled. Some air and also not that shortish like the first delivery where Raji was hit for a 4. So after being hit for a boundary, Raji has been really strong, made that comeback, considered 4 singles, but no boundaries after that. Oops, bit of fumble this field. A single to end the 13th. Super Giants at 139 for 3. So this is how the batting card looks like. Rifat has been the pick of the batters, 61 from 32, almost going with the rate of 200. Faisal is accompanying Rifat now, 3 from 4 to be precise. And initially it was a complete Shoaib Muhammad show, who's run a riot on the bowlers initially, got that start, gave that foundation to the Super Giant side. He departed playing a loose shot, but he's provided that start that the team needed. So, a new bowler being introduced. It's Jitin Krishnan, the former skipper of Dhaka Indians. He's led the Dhaka Indian side the last season as well in this very tournament. Oh, it's a swashbuckling strike. Straight down the ground. Over everyone's head. It's flew all the way for a maximum. It was a pacey delivery from Jitin, and Faisal threw the kitchen sink at that one. Oops, something wrong, something wrong. Faisal wasn't really ready, although Jitin delivered the ball. But the umpire said, hold on, it's a dead ball. Jitin has to reload and has to re-bowl that ball again. Swings it, does Faisal. Doesn't really find the gap. The approach from both these batters is very much evident. They are going to take on the bowler. Jitin seems to be a timer, and the batters are opting him to be aggressive, and they're trying to keep a foot on the accelerator as well. Big swing! Fielder under it! Rohit once again! His snaffled a very good catch. And that's the end of Faisal. Once again, a pacey delivery from Jitin Krishnan. His eyes lit up. Went for that swashbuckling strike, but was a mistimed shot which ended up being caught at the hands of Rohit. Faisal perishes, scoring 10 from 7. Super Giants are 148 for 4. So it's Simon the new man in. After the fall of Faisal, he will have that responsibility on his shoulder to accompany Rifat as long as possible, and as we are heading towards the business end of this innings, he will have that responsibility of batting sensibly. He swings straight away, shouts of catch it once again. Doesn't really reach the fielder. Mahmutul Motin Shohag once again in action. Well, this can be an advantage for Super Giants. We will get back to that discussion as the 14th over gets done. A productive over for Dhaka Indians as they have broken through. After 14, it's 149 for 4. So it's going to be Rahul to bowl the next over. Was a tad bit expensive, 21 runs from his first couple, but if you consider the situation of the game, it's not that expensive because all the bowlers have given runs. Well, it's a boundary which is not that long. The dimensions are 55 to 60. As a result, it's really conducive for the batters to hit those long balls and score some quick runs. Rahul just getting his field right. Was getting some early movement. That swung straight down the ground, all the way for 6. A strike and a half from Rifat. As I welcome Mohammed bin Parvez to the com box. Welcome, Parvez.
What a welcome. What a welcome. The teammates from the dugout of the Super Giants, they keep on mentioning one thing. Rifat has to go big. He has an opportunity to score a century. That's what his teammates are urging him to do. This kind of shots will really help that cause. It's really been brutal to anything that has been full. Rahul in his third over. 28 runs conceded. It's been under a little bit of pressure here.
Goes wide does Rahul, but it's out of the line. Does the umpire Ghazi Hassan Shamim has to extend his arms, but this is what pressure does. As he was hit for a 6, he was feeling that heat and pushed that ball wide outside the off stump. Oops, this is ominous. It was so short, and the keeper had to really make that dive for grabbing it.
Needs some expertise to get hold of those balls. It's not easy standing up to a quicker bowler. The keeper did well on that occasion. Some extras being conceded here by the Dhaka Indians.
Oops, this is the third wide in a row. Rahul is struggling to find the right channel to bowl at. He's persisting with that plan of going outside the off stump, but he's not succeeding, so he needs to rethink about his ploy.
He's kept his field set for that shot through the offside. He's got a deep extra cover, a deep backward point as well, a long off. So he's got protection in the deep. He needs to channel his deliveries closer to the stumps.
Eventually found the right line. Oh, quick single, a throw in. Fortunately, the batter was safely home. Initially, Rahul was swinging the ball back into the right-hander, but when he's bowling at the second spell, the shine of the ball has been removed, and he is not having that available swing that he was having initially. So that's the main problem, but it could be a very tight competition between Imon and Rahul as he was moving the ball into the right-hander. It could move outward to the left-hander. Struck hard. Aerial. Fielder lining up. No, it's above his head. No, is it? What happened? What happened? It's taken. It's taken. Once again, it's Rohit, the skipper, and that's his third catch.
Goodness me. Now this is a predicament for the Super Giants. As soon as Imon struck that, his teammates thought it was going all the way. That wasn't the case. He departs for just the 2 runs to his name. Rifat stranded on one end. Imon gone for 2. Caught Rohit, bowled Rahul. The double R's doing the job for the Dhaka Indians. 5th wicket down. Wickets keep on falling here, Alif. And this is something that will be in the back of the minds as the Super Giants would really want to play out their 20 overs and get to a score of above 200, which they easily could reach But for that, they need to have wickets in hand.
Too many shots per overs. They're trying to take on the bowler in every over, and every batter is having that confidence that okay, I can hit from the first ball.
At times, it feels like the batters realize the boundary dimensions are not that big. Their eyes lit up. They feel they can clear the boundaries, and we've seen quite a few of them hole out in the deep. So that's some sort of readjustment that the batters need to make in their minds. Yes, the dimensions are favorable for the batters, but you need to strike it and time it well in order to get those big shots in. Shaun Chaudhary, the new batter in, another left-hander replacing him on.
He gets off the mark. So this left and right hand combination might bother the bowlers, as this is amateur cricket. After every single, you need to adjust the line properly. A very good delivery for a right-hander becomes a wide for the lefty. As Rahul was struggling with this problem, not only Rahul, Mahmudul Mutin Shohag was also a victim of this. So this really can bother the bowlers in terms of maintaining the proper line. Wrapped on the pads. A huge shout goes up. Denied by the umpire. This could be the biggest scalp of the game. Rifat, the set batter. That's the end of the 15. We will have another look at it.
Was an inside edge, clear inside edge. So good decision by the umpire. There was an appeal from the bowler. So after 15, it's 161 for 5. The Super Giants still going at above 10.5. This partnership needs to click here. Shaun Chaudhary and Rifat. It's mostly Rifat, I think, at the moment. He needs to understand. He needs to stay around till the end. That would be really useful for the batting side. 4 sixes, 8 fours, a strike rate of almost 200 here for Rifat. He's been magnificent today.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of class and temperament. Had a shaky start. Then again, he's found the rhythm and shown a lot of character. Has hit those balls which were deserving that proper treatment, and also held this innings from one end. Jitin Krishnan back. Struck straight. Ooh, past the bowler himself. Saved by the fielder. Only a single. Is it a save? No, it's a boundary. It's a boundary straight down the ground. The fielder made some effort, but that went in vain.
Was struck so hard that even the camera crew found it difficult to follow the ball. And if you're being harsh to the bowler, you could actually say he might have missed out on a cotton ball opportunity. And what a comeback from Jitin. This is his second over. He's keeping the batters honest, on their toes. Picked up a wicket already. And this is the new batter who's on strike, Shaun Chaudhary.
Jitin was a tad bit expensive in the last over, but picked up a wicket. So he may get hit away for boundaries, but he's got that knack of picking up wickets. I'm a little surprised seeing him being brought after 13 overs. The skipper Rohit might have had this ploy that he will deploy Jitin to bowl at the 10th overs maybe. That's why he's late to bowl. Aerial, lot of air time. How far is that traveling? Yes, far enough. Out of the park for a 6.
Bounces off the wall into the fielder. That's a clean strike from Rifat once again. The only batter. The exception was Shoaib on the other end. Got a good start. Rifat keeps on going.
Goes again. Cross batted. And it's even bigger. The ball has disappeared. And the organizers have to look for another ball perhaps. It's got the wings to fly all the way.
What a strike. Brilliant strike from Rifat. Moves on to his 80s. Another over ends with the Super Giants flying high. After 16, it's 178 for 5.
Mahamatul Mutin Shohag is back, and he's back with a boundary. He was coming from round the wicket, and Shaun Chaudhary hits him for a 4.
He's used the angle pretty well there, Shaun Chaudhary. Ball was coming in from wide of the crease, and there was a gap between mid-wicket and long on. Found that really nicely.
Goes again. Edgy. Over in field. Has it gone all the way? No. One bounce over the ropes. Boundary. Once again, back-to-back fours for Shaun.
Slightly unlucky there, the bowler. Batter wasn't in full control of the shot, but keeping a short third in the circle. He's given a lot of width there outside off. All Shaun had to do was slash at it hard enough. Finds the boundary. So the boundaries are flowing, irrespective of the wickets falling as well. So the Super Giants on track.
Down the leg. That angle hasn't really worked in favor of Shohag now. And this is the problem I was speaking of, Parvis. That left and right hand combination in amateur cricket is really bothering for the fast bowlers, especially.
He's got to get his bearings right here, Shohag.
Slower. Wrapped on the pads. Up goes the finger. Shohag perishes. And in fact, Shaun perishes. And Shohag gets his second wicket.
That's a play and a miss, basically, from the batter. It was there to be hit. It was full. It was straight. Just could not follow the line of the ball there, Shaun Chaudhary. As it shadows what he was supposed to do, maybe. Missed the ball completely. And if you miss, I hit. That has been the ploy from Shohag. It was full. It was risky, but it paid off for the bowler. Another wicket gone. Shaun Chaudhary, 14 of 7. 187 for 6, and Imran walks in. Another big man, packs a punch. Rifat welcomes him, and probably also might ask him to rotate the strike a bit so that he could get more of the strike here. 82 of 39, what a magnificent innings he's had. This is the first match of the Bimatech Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. And in the first innings of the first game, we're about to see someone going and scoring that big one. So it's been a very entertaining game so far. The battle between bat and ball. What you're not seeing on the screen is the keeper is on his back at the moment. Might have been some difficulty that he's facing. We've seen him take quite a few good takes behind the wicket. It has been a difficult one for him. Abdullah Imran, the new batter, will have to wait to face his first ball.
Well, we've seen another Imran. Didar Imran was one of the openers who got out as the first batter of this match. And now it's Abdullah Imran. But if we talk about the last wicket, Parvis, Shaun Chaudhary perhaps couldn't really read the slower delivery. It was an off-cutter, pace-off from Shohag. He threw his hands at it, but that ball had lack of pace and kept low as well. So that was curtains for shown, and of course an easy decision by the umpire as well.
Well pointed out. I think the slowness of the ball also had the batter in all sorts of trouble. Might have played that earlier than expected. These are the kind of little things that the bowlers work on at the moment. T20 cricket, the shorter format, has always been a batter's game. The bowlers need to keep on evolving, and having more variations and options in your armory certainly helps.
Squared him up, and the first ball, Abdullah Imran doesn't find the single, does he? He does. He does find the single and gets off the mark. But what he's done well is he's brought Rifat back on strike, the man who is going great guns, and he will be eyeing for his 100 as well. It will be so unfortunate if he gets out without scoring the 100. He comes down the pitch, straight up. Fortunately, out of the reach of the fielders, and was trickling away. Oops! The fielder makes a hash of a thing, and it reaches the boundary for 4. Has it reached the boundary? Has it? The umpires are having a look. Perhaps no, it hasn't.
Well, a couple of runs. And I was just about to say, I'm sure he would be the last man to be picked if it was a football game. Not the best of footworks from him in the boundary ropes. Slower delivery onto the stumps. Imran again sensibly picks up the single. That ends the over as well. So an expensive over nonetheless. After 17, 192 for 6, the Super Giants.
Deepu is back for his final over, and once again he kicks off with a wide delivery. This problem is persisting with Deepu. Last over he bowled 3 wides. Once again he starts off with a wide.
Not a good start to the over. A lot is expected of him. His bowling figures don't do justice to what he's done actually today.
Short, cut, aerial, 1 bounce over the ropes. A boundary to Imran.
Very well timed. And nicely placed as well from Imran. Was just about to praise the kind of bowling that Deepu had in this match, but this one was short. It was closer to the batter actually. It wasn't an easy shot to play, but Imran just made some room, slashed at it hard.
He made it look easy, and that was too close to cut as well. Then again, he played that shot so nicely and got that gap as well to find a boundary.
I think there's an interesting observation here. Deepu is coming in from the far end from where we're doing commentary. The pitch has behaved much better from that end. The ball is carrying towards the batter. It's extracting some bounce. The bounce undoes the batter. It falls into no man's land. So the wicket is behaving differently from both ends. That's something that the batters would also want to have a look at for the Dhaka Indians once they come out to chase this. It's almost 200 here, Alif. They've got to a very good total.
That's a better delivery on the leg stump, and there was a hint of movement as well in the air, but quick running between the wickets. Excellent piece of running between the wickets from Imran and Rifat. Quick legs, and they have completed a couple of runs. Speaking of the wicket, Parvez, the 200 has come up on the board in the meantime for Super Giants, so they have made what they were looking for. But of course, now their ploy will be to get something around 230 to 240 if possible. This time will just be a single. Right, so we were having a discussion about the pitch, and that's what the skipper, the man on screen previously, Rohit, was speaking to me at the toss, that we are keen to have a look how the pitch behaves because we are playing in this ground for the first time. That will be more helpful for our batters to understand and make a ploy to play. Fuller, inside edge and through the gaps. Boundary. Rifat moves to his 90s with this 4 and ends the over in a high note as well. After 18, Super Giants are 206 for 6.
Possibly a slower delivery from Deepu, but that was full and onto the legs for a batter who's batting in his 80s. Did not find it difficult to time it away and place it as well. Rifat 90 of 42. What a knock it has been. Batting at over 200 now. The partnership 19 of 9. So 2 more overs to go. 12 balls. And a lot of runs to score for the Super Giants as well. Would surely try to aim at something above 230 from here on. Still got a few wickets in hand. It's really a different approach brought in here with the Dhaka Indians. They've persisted with their quicker bowlers throughout this game, throughout this innings so far.
Shohak to bowl the penultimate over. Swung away leg side, but straight to the man. Will just be a single, and this will bring Rifat at the striking end. Now it will be interesting to see whether he winds up or takes single, because nervous 90s are on.
I think if he's going to play for the team, he's going to go for those big shots. Just 11 deliveries to go. They'll try to maximize the number of runs that they can score.
Slower. Drilled straight to the cover. Quick run taken. Could be curtains for Rifat. But due to an overthrow, they get an extra run.
Well, they actually get just the 1 run here. Non-striker went out. Rifat refused the single. And then they could finally run that single from the overthrow. So he went for the big shot. Did not time it. He's stranded on 91 at the moment.
Good bowling. Stump to stump. Quick run taken in the meantime. The fielder couldn't really collect the ball properly. If the throw was in within the time, this could be a tight call if there was a direct hit. So 3 singles on the trot. Rifat is back on strike. Will he go for a big shot? That's what we would love to see. No. Takes a single only.
This is very good persistent bowling here from Shohak. He's not trying to do a lot of different things here, just trying to bowl full and straight, asking the batters, challenging them to go for those big shots.
Comes down the pitch, does he run? Oh, could be a screamer of a catch for Rohit. He did everything well, but eventually somehow the ball popped out of his hands. But full marks to that effort.
Couldn't have done it better there. was difficult to go and reach. Still, credit to him for getting his hands onto the ball at least.
Slower. Hit straight down the ground. This is excellent bowling from Mahmudul Motin Shohag. 6 runs only from the 19th. Super Giants are 2-1-1 for 6.
You can see that attempted catch once again from Rohit. Oh, would have been a magnificent catch had he been able to take it. He kept the batters on their toes, just a single taken. So they're trying different things here, Rifat and Imran, trying to go for those big shots. Shohag, in the context of the game, has bowled an exceptional over. 212 for 6, the Super Giants. Just the final over remain.
So the last over belongs to Saddam. He's got the responsibility on his shoulder to provide his team a good conclusion of the first innings. Well, it's not a good beginning of the conclusion, as it's the first no ball of this season of Bima Tech Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, which means there will be a free hit as well. And here comes the signal from the umpire, Monjurul Hassan Khan.
It's the first instance of a free hit in this innings. The first no ball bowled. And Rifat, if he can strike it nicely, can move on to 99.
Shuffles across. The bowler pushes the ball wide, and the free hit will remain.
Trying to just keep it outside the hitting range of the batter there. Saddam is not going to be able to finish his full quota of overs.
Free hit ball. Rifat was looking to wind up but missed the line. Just went past the outside edge. But this was his golden opportunity to get closer to his 100.
Keep on doing what you've been doing all throughout. He's been timing the ball so well. Why do you need to go and hit that too hard? Another excellent delivery. This is very, very good death bowling from the Dhaka Indians. Saddam, entrusted with the final over, has just conceded 2 runs from his first 2.
Once again, an excellent delivery. He's bowling as full as possible and also playing with the pace. The last delivery was also pace off, and the delivery before the last one also a slower delivery which was pushed outside the off stump and also fuller. Hence Rifat struggled, and now the struggle is evident for Imran as well. Will be evident if he can bowl inside edge through the gap. There will be a long chase on, but the ball will win the race. A streaky boundary for Imran.
I mean, Rifat is giving a nervous smile, I think, from the non-strikers, and just the 2 deliveries remain. And if Imran plays this out and is on strike, Rifat would be stranded on 94. But I think team comes first, so obviously at this moment, the Super Giants will look for 2 big sixes instead of maybe looking at Rifat's century. That would be the secondary option for them.
Slightly edgy. Through the gap. Beats the fielder as well at deep third. And this goes to the boundary, so Rifat doesn't have the opportunity to complete his 100. The last ball will be faced by Imran. The question is whether he will be disappointed, Parvez. What do you think?
I don't think he'll be disappointed. He'll be very satisfied with what he's done so far for the team. And he's coming off not out, which was his primary responsibility, to play out the 20 overs, to be at one end, to be the anchor around which the other batters would bat. He's batted with a lot of flair, almost 200 strike rate.
Last ball. Dragged away leg side. Fielder will be in position. Excellently fielded, but there will be a couple of runs. So it's a very good display of batting, but this is not good display of fielding. The fielder could be more proactive to stop that third run, but that's the end of the first innings of the first game of Pima Tech Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. Super Giants scoring 226 for 6. And the chief architect of this innings was, of course, Rifat. Scored 94 from 49, and this was a stellar of a knock from his willow. Might be a little frustrated, but I don't think he should be frustrated for the way he's batted throughout this innings.
It's been a good effort from the batting side, winning the toss, electing to bat first, the Super Giants. Rifat was the anchor, the man who's posing for the photos. As you have a look at the scorecard here, Rifat coming to bat at number 3, top scorer 94 of 49. Shohag with an important contribution of 39 at the top. The captain Mustahid 24 of 14. And Imran with a cameo of 24 in the end. Stays not out as well. 14 extras coming. After 22, 26 for 6 is a very, very competitive total in this ground.
The bowling cards, of course, expensive. Only Mahmoud Mutin Shohag is the bowler who hasn't really hit that double figure in terms of economy rate. But apart from him, everyone was expensive and has given run more than 10 per over. The most expensive was, of course, Jitin Krishnan. 13.5 was his economy rate, but 2 wickets picked up by Shohag and also a slightly better economy from the other bowlers. 39 for 2, that's what his bowling figure stands at. 14 extras, too many wides, and of course a no ball as well. So that's where they have to work on. Dhaka Indians bowling side, they would be looking to reduce the number of extras that they have given. So at the completion of the 20 overs, 226 for 6. So this is what Dhaka Indians need. 227 from 120 deliveries. We will be hoping for a humdinger of a chase in the second innings. Till then, stay with us. We will be back shortly with the pursuit of runs.
This is what transpired in the first innings. The Super Giants winning the toss, electing to bat first. The idea was to score something above 200. Something that started off with those extra deliveries, those wides. But Shoaib in the beginning got a good start. Picked up runs through the offside. Some fluent cover drives there within the power plays. Some big shots initially. That was one of the massive ones that hit the roof. Particularly severe on the fuller length deliveries there, the batters. That was an opportunity that was squandered. A few missed catches there from the Dhaka Indians. This was one that wasn't missed. First wicket of the match. Didar Imran was the one to fall, and Shaun picking up the wicket within the power plays. The Dhaka Indians came slightly in, trying to bowl at good lines and lengths, but Shoaib was out there, timing the balls well. Striking boundaries to the offside, through the leg side, and straight down the ground as well. Severe against the shorter length. So it was a good start overall. They've kept at it. They've kept the tempo of the runs throughout the innings. A few wides here and there as well from the Dhaka Indians. Deepu was one of the star bowlers from the team. Created some early opportunities. Easy catch dropped there by Raji. Few other chances fell. Batters got lucky on occasions. That was a brilliantly struck cover drive there off the back foot. Not a lot of spinners on show. And then you could start to see how the Dhaka Indians came back into the game. They've held on to their catches well in the deep. But Rifat stood there like a rock for the Super Giants. On his way to 94, struck quite a few brilliant boundaries. Very good off the front foot and off the back as well. Picking up the slower deliveries with ease. Captain joined him in that important partnership through the middle overs. Mostly been on the back foot, trying to play those shots across the line, finding those gaps in the cow corner, wideish long on regions. The sweeps started to come. The runs were flowing for the Super Giants. But then wickets started to fall as well. That was another very good catch taken by Rohit. One of the 3 catches that he took in this innings. Rifat went on in his merry ways, striking the ball nicely, making sure he makes use of the shorter boundaries on either sides of the wicket. The ball went aerial on quite a few occasions, sometimes clearing the boundaries, sometimes falling into the hands of the fielders in the deep, as Super Giants kept on losing wickets in the middle overs, but that did not hamper the run rate that they were wanting to score at. Shaun came in, struck a few good blows there. Rifat on the other side as well. That was a massive hit from Rifat, getting him into his 80s. Brought the sweep on as well. Shaun Chaudhary struck a few nice blows. Slashed at them as well. The boundaries kept flowing. And there was a wicket. A well-deserved one. Missed the line totally. Another good decision from the umpire. As Imran came in, Rifat and Imran all together put up a nice little partnership in the end to get the Super Giants above 200. Rifat went very close to his 100. Could have been the maiden century in the Royal Champions Trophy this season. Another excellent effort from Rohit, almost taking that catch. Was helter-skelters in the final few overs of the match, or of the innings, should I say. The last 2 overs went well for the Dhaka Indians, as they were able to restrict the Super Giants to 226 from their 20. Rifat, the top scorer, with 94. The target for the Dhaka Indians now is 227 from 20 overs.
क्विक ऑर्डर है अभी है इसमें टाइम है
Welcome back, everyone, to the run chase of the first game of Pimatic Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. The encounter is between Dhaka Indians and Super Giants, and it's a massive total posted by the Super Giants. 226 is what they have got on the board, and Dhaka Indians have to score 227, of course, to overhaul the total. Jitin Krishnan comes out to bat, a wily old customer who's got a bulk of experience under his belt, has led this Dhaka Indian side for a long time, did Jitin, and he's got that experience as well, so he would love to use all his experience in today's match, because his team really requires that service from his side to secure the victory in this very game. The players have made their way in the middle. The umpires are taking their position, as it's Jitin, the right-handed batter, will be at the non-striker's end, and he will be accompanied by Saddam, who will take the strike for the first ball. There you go, Saddam, with the jersey number 77 on his back. Saddam Hussein Nirob, the right-handed batter. And with the ball in hand, it's going to be Faisal Ahmed who will start the proceedings for Super Giants. Faisal Ahmed is the one who gets that early movement from the surface. The strong right-arm fast bowler will be hoping to get the early breakthroughs for his side. This is Alif Taslim Hassan from the comm box, and I welcome all our viewers who just joined. And here we go for the ball number 1 of the second innings. Fuller, straighter, and driven down the ground. What a start for Dhaka Indians as they welcome Ahmed bin Parvez alongside.
An excellent start, and what a strike there. It was full, not a lot of swing on offer, but the batter swung at it hard and straight. One of the best areas to score. A boundary to kick off proceedings. Lots of runs to score here for the Dhaka Indians, and they've made a great start here.
There's a big smile on the face of Faisal after being hit for a 4. Oops, sloppy. A misfield from the fielder, and that has allowed the batters to pick up a single. The smile of the Faisal's face tells that he wasn't really prepared for that shot. That came like a punch to him.
Actually did, but he's got time to refocus at the moment here, Faisal.
Aerial, away from the fielder. Second boundary of this Faisal over. He will be right under the kosh.
This is very good batting here. Anything full and you will be punished. That has been the mantra for the two openers here. Jitin again playing through the line. It was bowled full within the stumps. Back leg moves out, front leg out of the way as well. And there is this gap through that long on region, which he found quite easily here. And then Faisal comes back with a scorcher. He's well built. He's built for fast bowling. Looks pretty fit. Can generate some pace as well. So won't be happy with his start. But of course, it's more important how you finish the over here.
On the stumps, Jitin just tucks it away and gets an easy single. Perhaps Saddam will be the aggressor of this innings and he would take on the bowlers. Jitin, on the other hand, will go a bit slower compared to Saddam. That's what we have been seeing from this Dhaka Indian side for a long time. Wide. Saddam threw his hands at it and it goes all the way. Has it gone all the way? No. One bounce before it went all the way. A boundary for Saddam.
Another shot. Something that the batters are allowed to do within the power plays. Most of the fielders within the circle. If you can hit it over the top, there are runs to find. And Saddam finds one. 9 from 3 now. Exactly as you've spoken, Alif. He's going for those big shots early on, the aggressor. 3 boundaries in the over already. 15 for no loss. Dhaka Indians, they've made a great start here.
Fuller, driven, lofted, another boundary for number 4 from this over. And a very expensive first over comes to an end from Faisal. 19 from the first. Dhaka Indians are on the move.
It was a slower one from Faisal. The length has been the same. It's full and it's drivable. Saddam makes no mistake. Expensive first over comes to an end.
Right in the beginning of this innings, I mentioned Super Giants have got a good total on the board. But in this point in time, it doesn't look to be a big total the way Dhaka Indians have started in the first over. And of course, you have to consider the boundary dimensions as well. So it's not going to be a daunting task for the batters to overhaul 226. If they bat like this, Dhaka Indians are trying to maximize the field restrictions within the power plays. Imran has been assigned to bowl the second over. Abdullah Imran is also a vastly experienced campaigner. He will be circumspect as he saw Faisal Ahmed went expensive in the first over.
Imran taking his time to set his field up, assisted by the captain. They need to get their bearings right here. An expensive over to kick off proceedings. Something that they did not expect to receive right at the top. The Dhaka Indians, they look aggressive, they look confident.
Oops. Starts wide outside the off stump, and there was a hint of movement as well. That movement took the ball further away, and Monjul Hassan Khan had to stretch his arms to call this one a wide.
Not a good start from both the bowlers here. Either they're struggling to control the swing on offer, or they're just not concentrating enough.
Fuller, driven straight to the fielder, Jitin Krishnan, has got that confidence, seeing his partner cutting loose right from the word go. But he has to understand his way of playing. He's the one who loves relying on the singles and doubles more rather than the boundaries. Yes, he hits those long balls, but that's not his main strength. Interesting, he's coming from round the wicket, Imran. Bit of fumble from the fielder, a single as a result.
I'd call it a half stop there. Was a difficult attempt within the circle. The ball comes to you very quickly. And at the moment, the template is set for the Dhaka Indians. Jitin picking up the singles. Saddam most likely the aggressor of the two.
Kept really low. Saddam was looking to pull the ball into the onside, but there was lack of height. But interesting to see that Imran is coming from round the wicket. What might be the reason, Purvis? What do you reckon?
Well, I think he came on to bowl the first delivery over the wicket and lost his line, so might have preferred to go around the wicket just to create that angle, keep it wide off the off stump. And also for the batters, as we've seen, they're trying to swing it onto the leg side, so coming in around the wicket makes it even more difficult with the angle for the batters to go across the line. I think that's something that Imran has noticed early enough, and just look at how he's recovered from that initial wide. Just the single after that has been a very, very good comeback from him.
Certainly, this ploy has worked in his favor, and a very strong comeback after that wide delivery. Found the gap, there's Saddam, and gets a boundary through the offside.
What a strike. Brilliant. The timing was so good, sounded great off the bat. And once you find the gap, there's no way you can stop that from going towards the boundary. Again, around the wicket channel, but this time slightly shorter with given. Not a lot of foot movement from Saddam, just threw his bat at it. Finds the gap nicely. The timing was key.
Well, effortless. He didn't really try to hit the ball so hard. Just timed the ball, just placed the ball through the gap. And as you rightly mentioned, as soon as it beat the inner field, 4 was written all over the ball. So he's changing the fielders now. After being hit for that 4, he's replacing the fielders, but nothing much to do because the power plays are on and only 2 fielders can ride the boundaries now. Straight to the fielder, a single to complete this Imran over. A much better compared to the first one. 7 runs from it after 2 Dhaka Indians are 26 for none. Faisal continues. The right arm seamer went expensive in his first over, but he's got all the qualities to bounce back. Ooh, well bowled. Just the comeback I was speaking of. Past the outside edge. Saddam beaten by the pace.
He's got a bass vampire in his hand there. It's a pretty good willow. Whilst I used to play school cricket, I had one of those, mostly inspired because Mohammad Ashraful used to use that bass vampire. Saddam has gone on to score 18 of 9, a strike rate of 200.
Short and wide, asking to be punished, and Saddam makes the most of it. It came from the toe end of the bat, and it went sailing over the ropes for a 6.
Well, he's making best use of the pace here from Faisal. The harder you go at the batter, the harder it goes out of the bat. This is very good batting here. Well, the shot that he struck gave him a 6. Saddam is really looking in very good touch. On the up. No gap to be found this time. Just a single for him.
But it's a great start from Dhaka Indians. They're going with the rate, the asking rate, and both these batters are now looking fluent in the middle. Beats the outside edge. The keeper makes a hash of a thing, but the fielder does exceedingly well to save at least a couple of runs. Have they run twice? No. So he's saved 3 runs. Great effort in the deep.
An excellent effort there. Almost thought that was going off to the boundary. The keeper grimaced in pain, seems like, Didar Imran. That was quick.
Aerial. And taken at covers. A great catch. Very good reflex. And once again, it's the star boy, Rifat. You can't really keep him out of the frame.
And what a wicket it is as well. The wicket of Saddam was looking very good. Again, tried to pierce that offside gap. Tried to play it over the top. It was hit straight, hard and flat. But Rifat has shown great reflexes. 25 of 12. Out goes Saddam Hussain. Nirab caught Rifat. And Faisal finally gets a comeback of sorts. After conceding 19 in his previous over. Comes in and gets the first breakthrough here for the Super Giants. The Dhaka Indians lost their first. They're 34 for 1 as the new batter walks in.
The skipper has worked out to bat. Rohit Chauhan has got a mammoth responsibility on his shoulder, and this is what has transpired in the last delivery. It was Fuller. Saddam Hussain was looking to throw the kitchen sink at that one, but wasn't the sweetest timing. Found Rifat instead at covers, and there was curtains for him. And Rohit is here because of this. He will be eyeing to form a partnership with Jitin Krishnan to reconstruct this innings. But this man has a broad smile in his face. Faisal, as he drew the first blood, will be happy because he's made a good comeback after having an expensive over. Straight to the fielder at point. And that's the completion of the third over. An auspicious over for Super Giants. Faisal got the first scalp in this over as well. After 3, Dhaka Indians are 34 for 1. Imran is back. Oh, that's a ripper of a delivery. That completely bamboozled Jitin Krishnan on the length and a very late movement. And that's what has puzzled Jitin.
I think the keeper needs to take a step or two back maybe. The way that the ball is carrying. Didar Imran finding it difficult to glove that. So it's Imran with the ball in hand. Imran with the gloves in hand as well.
Oops. Ill-directed down the leg. The line was wrong and there was further movement as well. Both the keepers from both the sides are having a very tough day for Parvez. They have to be always on their toes, moving from this side to the other. There was early swing, and the bowlers are also losing their line, so it's a tough day.
Tough day. Thankless job if you're a keeper. No one will remember the basic things that you're doing right, but just one single wrongdoing, and you'll be the culprit.
Wide. That angle was working in favor of Imran, but this time around, it has not really worked in his favor, pushing it too wide outside the off stump. Then again, Jitin Krishnan was looking to throw his hands at it, but found nothing behind the ball. He flicks it away and finds the gap, does Jitin. A boundary to his name.
Nicely struck there. Firstly, it was wide down the leg, then too wide outside off, and now an easy peasy for the batter. Full onto his legs within the stumps. Did not have to do much, just flicked it away. Nicely timed there from Jitin. That will give him a lot of confidence.
The early jitters were on for Jitin Krishnan, but he should have his tails up after hitting this boundary. He swings again. And in the gap as well, it trickles away for 4 more. Jitin Krishnan is on the move.
Oh, this is a very, very long over from Imran. A couple of wides and a couple of full deliveries that the batter has taken full toll of. So the round the wicket ploy in his previous over worked really well. In this over, he's been all over the place. So word of caution from his teammates as well. Just asking him to concentrate on that fourth stump corridor. He's getting the bounce he needs. He beat the bat on multiple occasions already. Dhaka Indians are making a really, really good run chase out here. They've lost a wicket, but they're still abreast with the run rate.
Change of angle. He comes from over the wicket and Jitin steps down the pitch. He got over the infield, but the timing wasn't the sweetest one. Hence the ball didn't reach the boundary, but couple of runs for Jitin. He's scoring runs quickly now.
It's a good idea to try and find those gaps over the inner circle there, Jitin. But he's favoring the leg side. If you notice, in comes over the wicket.
Swing again. And in the gap, third boundary of this Imran over. This is turning out to be an expensive one.
Again favors the leg side there, Jitin. Stand and deliver. Slightly across the line. But making use of the angle as well, Imran coming in over the wicket. He's actually struggling to understand what suits him well at the moment. It was short enough. And there was no feeler in the deep. Once it went past the inner circle, there was only one destination. Where is this one going? Catch it was the call. A single taken by Jitin and he keeps the strike. So an expensive over from Imran comes to an end. And the team 50 comes up for Dhaka Indians as well. After 4, they're 51 for 1.
So the first change in bowling, Imon Ahmed has been given the ball within the power play. Another tall fast bowler who's got some experience of playing amateur league. Used to be a professional cricketer before stepping into this amateur scene, the left arm seamer. Starts off well outside the off stump.
Straight away into his lines and lengths, Imon. Very handy all-rounder to have. I've seen him float across the batting order in different positions. Sometimes opens the innings, sometimes comes in the middle. He's a very handy bowler, can bowl at the death as well. So this will give a lot of depth to the Super Giants' bowling attack here.
Well bowled. Full, straight. Jitin somehow blocks it. He's also trying to be a little circumspect. Just trying to understand what Imon Ahmed is doing. And afterwards, he may go after Imon. But this is good bowling from Imon Ahmed. He started off with a delivery which was outside the off stump, and the second ball was within the stump. And he bangs it short, but Jitin was equal to the task. A very good shot. Backward of point, he gets a 4.
Very good composure from Jitin. Was waiting for something that he could make use of. Made use of the pace very nicely. There's that slight gap behind point. And with Imon's angle, there are runs to be found. Just opens up the face of the bat at the right moment. Jitin looks like a crafty batter. 25 of 14. Imon will have to come back well.
That was a picturesque stroke. That struck on the gloves. Perhaps a quick single. Oh my goodness, he was out of the crease. And if there was a direct hit, Jitin had to go back to the hut. He was very, very fortunate that there was no direct hit from the fielder.
Well, very lucky there, the batter. We haven't actually seen a single direct hit in this match so far. So the fielders will need to try and eye at the stumps much better there. Imon just conceding 4 from his first 4 deliveries.
Short. Jitin once again opens the face of the blade but finds the fielder at point. But apart from that boundary, it's been a decent over from Imon. Only a boundary, but 4 dots. He's the one who can play with the mind with the batter, and is trying to do that. But the problem was he tried too many things and considered a boundary. But then again, he persisted with that plan of variation. Banged it short, a bumper from Imon. Jitin was expecting a wide to be called, but no wide given.
And that ends the over. 5 dots and a boundary. End of over number 5. We see some movement in the middle. Yes, the end of the over. 55 for 1 after 5 overs. So the last over of the power plays. And someone with the specs in his eyes, and of course an eye to take a wicket as well, probably. Spin for the first time in this innings. Right arm off spin of Farid. Straight away Rohit picks up a single there. Easy one for him. There is a gap at mid-wicket. Jitin and Rohit, the right-hand, left-hand batting combo for the Dhaka Indians. They've made a very, very good start here. The opening partnership was solid. Saddam went back after a quick fire 20 plus. Now it's the turn for the two batters to try and keep up the momentum. Farid will try to keep things simple. The right arm off spinner. He'll have a task in his hand with the right hand, left hand batting combination going on. 227 is the target. Not short enough, but the batter is trying to hit those balls off the back foot. Certainly a risky ploy from Jitin. Hasn't succeeded so far. If we've seen something and we can learn something from Super Giants batting innings, is that someone has to stay there till the end. Something that Jitin would want to do. Again, plays off the back foot, risky. Picks up a single nonetheless. Decent partnership here. 23 of 17 between Rohit and Jitin. Here comes the target on the screen once again. 227. It is massive, but they are well on course. Current run rate is still above 10. And they've got 9 wickets in hand. Flighted, well bowled, right outside the off stump, and Rohit would feel that he missed out on a scoring opportunity. This has been very good bowling from Farid coming in. The last over of the power play is giving nothing away, just the 2 runs from his first 5. Oh, that was a hittable delivery. The batter would feel he's missed out on that. End of the over, end of the power plays after 6. The Dhaka Indians are 57 for 1. So it's the first time in this innings that the current run rate has gone below 10 and over. Tension starting to creep in at the moment here. The Dhaka Indians batting ranks. After that flying start, suddenly found it hard to get those boundaries going. It is a shorter ground here. It's a smaller ground. But you still need to find those gaps and time the balls well. Imon back with his second over. Well bowled. Catch it is the call. Mistimed. There is a fielder underneath. Takes it safely or no. He's dropped that. The fielders around him stunned. Imon dejectedly walks back to his bowling mark. Created that opportunity. Was within the stumps. Jitin almost played a nothing shot there. Not in position to get that ball over the covers. It was a slice that went to deep third. And an easy catch, fumbled in the end. An opportunity that might be costly there. It was the opportunity to get Jitin out. That single brings Rohit back on strike. So Imon already creating some problems here for the batters. He's going to face Rohit for the first time here. A left-handed pacer to a left-hand batter. Required run rate creeping up now, over 12 and over. Short, pulled away. The keeper runs. Falls into no man's land there. A lucky man, Rohit. Gets a single now. Both the batters taking a lot of risks, but not getting the reward. The current run rate slightly on the lower side now. 9.39. 2 singles of the first 2 deliveries, but nothing convincing about the batting approach so far. A slower one, full enough. Jitin drives and picks up a single. Boundaries are hard to come by, especially after the power plays. The field is well spread out. Imon has protection at long off, at long on, deep extra cover, deep third, deep fine leg as well. And he's absolutely bowling to his field. Rohit spent some time in the crease already. 5 balls faced, just the 2 runs to his name. Slower, outside off, a little bit of extra kick off the wicket. Failed to put bat onto ball here. Rohit struggling a bit. The overs keep on ticking by. The Dhaka Indians will feel the desperation to get boundaries. They need at least a couple of them every over. That's the mammoth task that they have in hand. The target is a huge one, 227. This is the first match of the Royal Champions Trophy Season 5. Good fielding from the deep. Will just concede a single there, Imon. He's been excellent since he came on. Left arm pacer, using all his variations, his experience. Usually he can bowl quick, which makes his slower one even more deceptive. A slower delivery, catch it is the call. The fielder will not be able to take that. And has it gone all the way or not? That is the big question here. Ghazi Hassan Shamim in the end signaling the boundary. Or was it a 6? The umpire said it was a boundary, and that's how it's supposed to end. But we'll wait for confirmation there. Yes, it was a 4. That was hit flat by Jitin. Yes, right call by the umpire. It is a boundary. 4 to end the over. After 7, 67 for 1. Rohit and Jitin forging a partnership here after the first wicket fell. 33 of 25 for it with his second over. His first over was very good. Someone who bowls with a lot of discipline. Not trying to turn the ball a lot. Just keeps on bowling it into the right areas there. Just no turn on offer. And we've seen both the batters, Rohit and Jitin, trying to play him off the back foot, which has been a problem for both of them. Flighted! A big appeal! The umpire unmoved. Probably an inside edge. The other option would be the ball could have slid down the leg side. Yes, runs counted. So there was an inside edge from the bat of Rohit. Happens so quickly in real time. Sometimes it's difficult even for the umpires to give that call. On that occasion, Monjurul Hassan Khan Did very well. Sounded good off the bat. It was just a sound, no result. Back to the bowler. And off he goes again. He's bowling his overs very quickly here for it, hurrying the batters. He's got a very good action as well for an off spinner. He's got a lot of control about him. And the lengths that he's been bowling at, the batter's finding it difficult. If you are a batter who's not used to using your feet, he might be a very, very difficult bowler to get away. Just the 3 runs here from the first 3 deliveries of the over. Off the back foot again, pulled it hard. There is a fielder. Just get the single once again. All those big shots, but no boundaries yet. Those have dried up. The current run rate falling off now. 9.26 to the over. And one of the best features of Farid has been that he's done well against both the right and left hand batters. The adjustments of lines and lengths have not been a problem for him so far. A lot lies on Jitin at the moment. 35 of 26. He's got to get this innings up and going now. Went for the big shot this time. Turned slightly. Another excellent over from Farid. What a day he's having. 2 overs, 6 runs conceded. And Dhaka Indians seem to be on the back foot. 71 for 1 after 8. Back to some fast bowling here. Interesting to see what other options they have. Look at that. Festive at the moment. Something for everyone of all different ages to come and enjoy at the moment here. It is winter. It is a weekend. It is Friday. And looks like some grilling is happening. Oh, a Yorker. Appeal, and the umpire has sided with the bowler. And Rohit straight away walks back. Looked like an easy decision in the end. That was plumb in front. It was full and straight. Almost surprised the batter there with that Yorker. Did not expect it in the first ball of the over. And off goes Rohit. He was struggling. 5 of 9 his contribution to the Dhaka Indians innings. 71 for 2 as the new batter comes in, Abdul Ghaffar. And Imon picks up his first. So gradually the Super Giants asserting their dominance in this game. A target of 227, which looked like a par score, especially within the power plays when the Dhaka Indians openers were flying. Suddenly it's become a very daunting task. In comes Abdul Ghaffar. We'll need to have a little chit chat with Jitin as well, maybe. He's been there long enough to understand the nature of the wicket, the strength of the opposition as well. They've got some very good bowlers in their ranks. The Super Giants making use of them properly. Imon into his 3rd on the trot. So the captain has trusted him with the middle overs, especially 1 over within the power plays and then 2 more after that. Imon has been very consistent, creating different kinds of problems for the batter. 71 for 2 at the Dhaka Indians as the new batter Ghaffar is on strike for the first time. Again another Yorker. Well dug out. And the fielder yet again fails to hit the stumps on flush. Single taken right away from the new batter. Brings back Jitin onto the strike. Intelligent bowling from Imon. The man on the screen did not contribute a lot with the bat, just the 2 runs to his name. Went for that big shot, hold out in the deep. But with the ball in hand again, showing his all-round prowess. Short, guided away. Excellent fielding. That's the area where Jitin wants to score his runs off. We've seen him score a boundary of Imon exactly through that area, trying to make use of the pace of the bowler. This time it was good fielding in the inner circle. So just a single from the first 3 deliveries. Things not looking very good for the Dhaka Indian side. They need some sort of an inspiration from one of the batters at least. Slower one down the leg, past the keeper as well. Not a good delivery. Freebies for the Dhaka Indians. Maybe something that they needed at this quiet juncture of their batting innings. Something which they couldn't do by themselves. The bowler comes in and contributes. Imon would be frustrated with that. 5 extra runs given. Spoils a very good over. Jitin on 35. He's got a lot of responsibility on his hands. Slower one, sliced. Up in the air, fielder underneath. Farid makes no mistake. Just at the wrong time, Dhaka Indians keep on losing wickets. And Imon picks up his second. We've talked about how Rifat played a blistering knock of 94 of 49 not out. That, of course, gave them a healthy total of 226. But I think Imon has been one of the game changers with the ball in hand as well. 2 wickets in a single over here. Imon into his 3rd over. Takes the top scorer from the opposition. Jitin gone for 35 of 29. Caught Farid. And Imon is the bowler with a lot of success. Sharif, the new batter, walks in. 77 for 3 all of a sudden in the middle overs. Dhaka Indians struggling. Struggling for runs, struggling for timing, losing wickets as well. These are not good signs for the plate champions of the previous edition of the Royal Champions Trophy. The Bimatech Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith, co-sponsor Euro Bangla Foundation. And you're watching live scenes through our broadcast partner Cloud Live. An uppercut will fetch him a boundary straight away. Sharif gets off the mark with a spark. Imon, hands on his head. He understands. Should have bowled it better against the new batter facing his first ball. Again, his short delivery outside off being punished. Not an easy shot to play. Plays it over the top, over the infield. An expensive over nonetheless. They have to start moving on because the required run rate has moved above 13 at the moment. Short, again pulled. The result even better. A boundary followed by a 6. Sharif has come with some intent here. And an expensive over, but a wicket-taking over from Imon comes to an end. After 9, the Dhaka Indians suddenly again on the front foot, 87 for 3. Rose on to the occasion there. Beautiful stroke picked the length up so quickly. Looks like he's very good. Square of the wicket on both sides. Sharif will give his dugout some sort of relief. As long as he's there, they've got a chance. Almost at the halfway mark of their batting innings. 87 for 3. In any other context, they'd be satisfied with where they've reached. But the target is 227. Welcome back, Alif Tasnim.
Thank you so much, Pervez. And with me, it's Gaurav Chaturvedi who comes in to bowl. Hasn't batted, but he is also a very experienced campaigner with some left-arm orthodox bowling.
A lot of flight. The bails go off as well, but it was just the keeper who dislodged them. The ball's not in his hands. Slight confusion there. The umpire will have to come and fix those.
Isn't this interesting, Parvez? Because Gaurav Chaturvedi is also from India, and he is playing against a team which consists of the Indians who dwell in Dhaka.
Someone's walking back. Oh, was he bowled? He was bowled. I just saw the bails go off, and we thought probably it was the keeper who took them off. But no, it went behind his legs and actually struck the stumps, and Abdul Ghaffar just gingerly walks back. It happened in such a simple manner here, Alif. Even the players of the bowling side, they weren't celebrating at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And no one had any sort of reaction. Neither the batter nor the fielder. Everyone took it just a normal process. And the fall of the last wicket brings Habibur Rahman to the middle.
He'll have a task in his hands. Gaurav comes in. His magical left arm spin picks up a wicket. A lot of flight. Doesn't allow the ball to drop. Plays it on the full and picks up his first run here. Deepu did well with the ball. Was a tad expensive.
He bowled really well in his first spell. Swung the ball so sweetly, but just lost the line and the control of length in the death overs. And that's when the batters really grabbed that opportunity with both hands to go hard against him.
Again, bowling to his field. Teasing Sharif to go for those big shots.
But speaking of Gaurav Chaturvedi, he's got the experience of playing with Suresh Raina, and this is what has transpired in the first delivery of this over. It was leg side-ish, the ball pitched outside the leg stump and then spun back to the stump. So that's how the wicket fell. And we thought the keeper disturbed the wicket.
An interesting point you bring up. I actually didn't know about his experience of playing alongside someone like Suresh Raina. So of course, he's seen the upper echelons of how cricket is played, top level cricket. And now here enjoying his weekend here in Bangladesh. Slightly lower there. Good fielding. No runs to be taken. His bowling action reminds me of Mohammad Rafiq for some reason.
Good observation, Pervez. His run-up is also quite similar to Rafiq. Release point and caught and bowled! That's the second one in this over. Gaurav Chaturvedi is absolutely turning the table in favor of Super Giants.
Lovely bowling. Excellent bowling. And as soon as you mention one of the legends of Bangladesh cricket and compare him to Gaurav, he gives you another one to celebrate. 2 wickets and just a couple of runs sandwiched in between the over. After 10, the Dhaka Indians suddenly struggling once again. 89 for 5. Habibur Rahman, his short stay ends. Just the 1 run to his name. Halfway down the line, Dhaka Indians struggling. 89 for 5.
The fall of the fifth wicket has brought Abhijit at the crease. His team is under the pump in this point in time after losing the fifth wicket, courtesy of Gaurav Chaturvedi and his great first over where a couple of wickets were picked, and that really shattered the backbone of Dhaka Indians innings. Quicker to the batter, and he hit that straight back to Gaurav. Jubilation for him as he's got his second wicket. Didn't get the opportunity to bat, but he's bowled superbly in his first over. Sharif works it over into the onside and does get a single. So new bowler has been introduced, Shaun Chaudhary. Couldn't really perform well with the bat in hand, but now he's assigned with the white chair in hand. Well, the batter just watches it and lets the ball go. Avijit was being too circumspect from the get-go. Appeal from the bowler, Shaun Chaudhary. A stifled one. He was excited, but apart from him, none of his teammates were enthusiastic about this appeal. But right now the game is slipping away slightly from Dhaka Indians. Swung away but not enough power to go all the way. Finds the fielder instead, Imon Ahmed. That swung back part of square, but there is a fielder protecting the boundary, so he comes into play and saves 3 runs for his side. So singles are coming for Dhaka Indians, but that's not should be their goal in this point in time. They should look for boundaries as well. The asking rate is skyrocketing, and someone needs to take that responsibility of hitting boundaries. Has it been undone? Yes, yet another one bites the dust. Dhaka Indians are falling apart. It's Avijit who has to succumb. And his short stay comes to an end. Dhaka Indians are 93 for 6 as Avijit walks back, scoring 1 from 4. So this is what has happened. The ball kept really low. Vijay went on his back foot, which was the wrong decision to negotiate, and he had to pay the price. Dhaka Indians are 6 down, 93 for 6. So it's Saleh Mohi who replaces Abhijit, the left-handed batter. He's also representing this Dhaka Indian side for a long period of time. The current rate is 8.45 now, and the asking rate is mounting with every delivery. Almost 15. Someone has to step on the gas. But it's going to be a daunting task because Gaurav Chaturvedi is back, who's bowled a stellar of an over previously. 2 wickets for 2 runs. Should be a dream over in a day, in a wicket, when spinners didn't really have much success. Flighted, slightly edgy, straight to the fielder at short third. He's absolutely enjoying with the glasses on. Always has that smile on his face, Gaurav Chaturvedi. Threw it wide. Bit of spin as well, which went outward from the right-hander. So 2 dots to kickstart this over for Gaurav. He has been a part of the AK Royal side back in 2024 when the third edition of Royal Champions Trophy took place. He was an integral part of that team. Didn't play the last year, but this time around he made a comeback. Well bowled. Flight and turn. Saleh Mohi went across. Perhaps was looking for a mighty hit. Eventually decided against it. Wow. This is excellent. Exquisite piece of bowling from Gaurav Chaturvedi. He's mixing things up and making the batter's life difficult. A single fetched by Saleh Mohi. He moves on to 1. In fact, got off the mark with that single. Wrapped on the pads. Appeal. And up goes the finger. Gaurav Chaturvedi is having a dream spell. Gets his third and removes Shori from the equation. He's absolutely destroying this Dhaka Indians batting lineup. He came into bowl at the 10th over, in fact the 11th over, not the 10th. And now he's got 3 wickets in exchange of 4 runs. What a spell this is turning out to be from this guy. Dhaka Indians are 7 down. It's 94 for 7. And this is what has transpired. Yes, full, straight, plumb in front. No second thought, no hesitation for the umpire to raise his finger. After 12, it's 95 for 7, to be precise. Shaun Chaudhary is back. A vociferous shout, but no response from the umpire. Appeal for a run out. The question is, will the umpire go upstairs? There is an option for the third umpire, but the umpire doesn't go upstairs. Munshur Hassan Khan was in action for a while. 2 officials in this game, Ghazi Hassan Shamim and Munjul Hassan Khan. And the third umpire is Raju Ahmed. Alright, so they have gone upstairs. And the third umpire, Raju Ahmed, will be in operation. Here comes the signal from the third umpire. It's out. O-U-T. The batter was short. Slightly short. But that's enough to end his innings. Tariq has to depart. And the pending decision has come in favor of the bowling side. Dhaka Indians are falling apart. It's 95 for 8. The new batter comes into the middle, Mahamadul Mutin Shohag. And there is also someone new who comes into the com box once again. It's Ahmed bin Parvez. Welcome back, Parvez.
Yeah, in between, we've seen multiple wickets fall. And at the moment, Dhaka Indians nowhere near the target that they need to achieve to win this first game. So the Bimatek Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith, game number 1 is almost coming to a close here. As Dhaka Indians lose wickets in heaps. Just the 2 wickets remain, and the 2 late order batters really not giving a lot of impetus into this innings. The Super Giants bowlers ran through the middle order, and as soon as Jitesh went out, it was almost like the Dhaka Indians had no reply to the kind of bowling and fielding effort that the Super Giants have put up. Another appeal there for a stumping. So things are meandering along at the moment. Saleh, the left-handed batter, has mostly been onto his back foot, finding it hard to negotiate the deliveries. Once again, another dot.
Well, at one point there was possibilities for Dhaka Indians to make a comeback and win this game. But there came Gaurav Chaturvedi, who really broke the backbone of the Dhaka Indians batting lineup. It's a wide outside the guideline. A dot to end a very good over. Apart from those wides and a single, a wicket from this over of Shaun Chaudhary. After 13, Dhaka Indians are 98 for 8. Right, the man of the moment, Gaurav Chaturvedi, is back into the attack. Too close to cut for Shohag, and he misses out.
Wry smile from both the batter and the bowler. They both know what the conclusion could be of this game. Gaurav Chaturvedi with his third over again beats the bat. 3 for 4. We're finding it hard to even judge who the player of the match could be.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough competition. Rifat was there, and now Gaurav with the ball in hand. Stellar for show. Was aerial for a while, but finds the fielder in the deep.
Timed that well. We'll get off strike at least. Shohag 2 from 4. Saleh, the other batter, struggled to put bat onto ball. Just the single from his 7 deliveries faced as Dhaka Indians closely approach their team 100.
Shuffles across Saleh Mohi, but doesn't quite hit Gaurav Chaturvedi out of the park. His approach has been very much evident from the get-go. He has tried to shuffle across and hit a big shot against Gaurav, but none of the batters really succeeded in this game to be aggressive against this particular bowler. Once again, eyeing for the pads.
The team 100 comes up in the 14th over.
Slightly wide, straight to short third. Was an attempt of a run, but eventually the batters decided against it. End of another parsimonious over from Gaurav. Just look at his figure. 6 runs only, 3 wickets from 3 overs. This is outstanding. After 14, Dhaka Indians are 100 for 8. Well, well, well. Some refreshment, some enjoyment taking place in the middle. A family seems to be spending some quality time in the weekend.
I'm not sure which side they are supporting in this particular game, but even if they're supporting the Dhaka Indians, there's nothing better than to be out here in a winter morning, enjoying yourselves with some grilled chicken. In comes Shamim with his first over. Nicely struck. Where's the ball gone? We're searching for it as well. Went to the fielder. Just a single for all his effort. Saleh moves on to 3. This is the kind of environment that you really want in a weekend game. People enjoying all around, cricket happening in the middle. Yes, the game is intense, but sometimes you need to see the lighter things in life as well. The required run rate, that isn't light by any means. 21 to the over needed from here on. The two batters struggling at the moment, struggling to create an impact. And mostly whatever they're doing at the moment is just to decrease the margin of defeat.
Absolutely, they're fighting a lost battle. Nothing much to do for the batters who are tail enders, and they're not known also for their batting prowess. Saleh Mohi and Shohag. Slow delivery. Mohi just tucks it away and gets a single.
Singles won't do for the Dhaka Indians at the moment, but it is what it is. Of course, till the last ball, till mathematically anything is possible, you still can't discount a team out of the game.
Drag the length slightly back, did Shamim. I'm a tad surprised seeing him on the 15th over of this game. He's a bowler who's known to bowl at the beginning. I'm not quite sure why the skipper decided to bring him now. Low full toss in the air for a while and in the gap as well. Boundary as a result for Mahmudul Motin Shohag.
Really happy to see a boundary happening after quite some time here. A sigh of relief to see the team doing the scoring, all the hard work there. They're enjoying themselves as well. Boundary after a long time here.
Bowled him! The slower delivery hits the timber and dislodged the bail of the middle and the off stump, and that's the end of Mahmudul Motin Shohag.
Dream delivery from the bowler. Expert at bowling in the death as well, seems like. Just the perfect kind of a slower delivery on length. The off cutter from the left arm medium pace bowler went off very close to the outside edge. Struck the off stump, tips the bail off. Mahmudul Motin goes for 7 of 10. Shamim picks up a wicket in his first over. End of over number 15, 107 for 9. It's almost done for the Dhaka Indians.
So this is what has happened in the last wicket. It wasn't that full, rather on the shorter side of the slower delivery. The batter was looking to guide that ball towards third man, but found nothing on the bat, and the ball went on to disturb the sticks. So this is the last wicket partnership between Saleh Mohi and Rahul, the new batter in. It's a new bowler. Swept away with a lot of power, and it's into the second ground for a 6. What a welcome for the new bowler.
Awesome strike there from Saleh Mohi. Went for that full-blooded sweep shot. Aerial. Clears the boundary with ease. And the new bowler, Samir, is greeted with this gargantuous hit from the batter. Front leg cleared. In a perfect position to play that sweep shot.
A leg spinner coming against a left-handed batter is always an encouragement for the batter to go hard at it, because the ball is coming towards him with the turn, with the angle as well when he's coming from round the wicket. And that delivery was from back of the hand. Nonetheless, Saleh Mohi didn't really hesitate to go hard at Samir.
Let's see what Rahul has to do at the moment. He's a right-handed bat. Samir will have his hands full as well. Would want to pick up the final wicket if possible.
Held the line this one. A quick single Shoaib Mohammad was after it, the keeper. Not much turn from Samir. He's a leg spinner who is bowling straight, stump to stump. That's what his flaw seems to be.
And now Saleh, can he go for a big one? Can he entertain us?
He does go for a big shot, but it's not from the meaty part of the bat, but doesn't really matter. It's enough. Enough power to sail over for a 6.
Oh, a leg spinner sometimes will be expensive. Bowled it like a medium pace bowler actually. The length was picked up very quickly by Saleh Muhi. Of course, did not come off the middle of the bat, but still was enough to go all the way. Good over for Dhaka Indians.
Slightly floaty, tossed up. Saleh Muhi didn't have enough room to wind up once again. But it's a good over for Dhaka Indians. 14 runs already. And the last delivery to be bowled. On the shorter side, Saleh Muhi swings it hard. And the 6 number 3. 20 runs from this Samir over. The most expensive one of the entire match. Dhaka Indians are 127 for 9.
Again, a quicker one, but short. Saleh Muhi has been ferocious against anything that's coming in short. He's picked up 3 sixes. Will give him a lot of confidence, especially going into the next game probably. Might want a promotion in batting. 23 of 15. Most of his runs being scored in the previous over. The target of 227. So there's exactly 100 runs behind with just 4 overs to go. So mathematically it's still possible. But if we use our common sense, we'd know it's almost an impossible task for the Dhaka Indians batters. Rahul on strike. And he defends. So I don't see an intent from them to actually go and chase this down.
He's the one who's arrived at number 11. So for now, perhaps he would just want to stay in the middle, pick up singles and keep Saleh Muhi at the striking end as much as possible. The asking rate is over 27. Wide outside the off stump. Swing and a miss for Rahul.
He's going to swing at anything that comes his way at the moment. There's no other way about it. Shamim did well. You've mentioned about his bowling prowess. Usually bowls early enough, but this time coming in at the death.
Slower. Inside edge. Ooh, could be deadly. This was also whiskers away from the stumps. Went to short fine leg to the fielder.
Could have been a big challenge for the Super Giants. Have turned out to be a comparatively easy and comfortable one for them at the moment. Shamim looking good.
A quicker one from Shamim. This one hurried onto the batter. A quick throw in. Oh! Directed. Could be very, very interesting.
And once again we've seen another fielder aiming at the stumps and failing to hit it. Haven't seen a single instance in this game. This partnership, 21 of 10. Too little, too late.
Through the gap. But there is a protection at the edge of the boundary. Gaurav Chaturvedi protecting the boundary line. Now the question is, will he complete the quota? Gaurav has bowled 3 overs and left with 1. As we have headed towards the business end, the question comes against Saleh Muhi. With the skipper go with a left arm spinner? Slower. Rahul gets this one out of the screws. And that's been belted all the way for half a dozen.
Well, that's what you call entertainment here. The final ball of the over going all the way. Rahul is enjoying himself out there. 8 of 6. 135 for 9. Dhaka Indians after 17.
And the party mode keeps going. And this is what amateur cricket stands for. It's for refreshment, it's for keeping the bond between the families of the teams, also the players. They play for enjoyment, of course. The competition is there, but enjoyment is the prime goal of playing these amateur leagues.
Absolutely, and at the moment, if you talk about the result, the Super Giants probably are enjoying the situation much more because the required run rate is off to 30.67, so 5 sixes and more needed every over here. Can Saleh Muhi make things interesting? Mustahid for the first time, the captain with the ball in his hand. So they're trying different things. They're trying all their options out. I think this is a good way to look at it as well. A long tournament ahead. 2 more teams to play in this group. They're making a good start here, the Super Giants. The captain comes in. Could he pick up the final wicket that will end this game?
Used to be a regular bowler, Mustahid. Was close to the stumps. Somehow Saleh Mohi got that with his bat. And as Mustahid comes to bowl, you could hear a lot of cheer, a lot of shouts from the dugout. Everyone is really interested to see him bowling.
Goes for the big one. It's high. And it's handsome as well. Goes all the way. Saleh Muhi is taking a liking to the spinners. Anything flighted goes for that big sweep. Yes, connection was awesome. And the result, a very positive one for the Dhaka Indians.
He is here to give us some entertainment, Saleh Mohi. Fighting a lost battle, but fighting with a lot of heart. Goes again, lack of height. Syed Mustahid tried something different. He was bowling like a fast bowler, a medium pacer previously, but this time around he became a spinner and tried to spin the ball.
Just needs to keep it within the stumps. I think that's going to be something that might work in his favor. Saleh will be swinging for the fences.
Slightly wide outside the off stump, straight to Fariduddin Masood at backward point, and they've picked up a single. Have they? They have. It's a quick run. It could be risky, but they have managed.
The bat was down there. No batter at sight. And in the end, the run was taken and Rahul is back on strike. We've seen him hit a 6 of Shamim in the previous over. Would be interesting to see what he comes up with. The keeper is still up. And Mustahid all of a sudden decides to go medium pace.
Rahul went for the cut, missed it. He used to be a medium pacer, Mustahid. Became a spinner, but bowled spin like a medium pacer. Then became a proper spinner, and now he's become a proper medium pacer. He's trying out all the weapons available in his armory. Syed Mustahid Hussain, the skipper. That swung hard. Straight back past the bowler. Down the ground for a 4.
Lovely shot. Lovely shot by Rahul to end the over. Spin, medium pace. Nothing worked for Mustahid in this one. Concedes 11 from this one. 146 for 9 Dhaka Indians. But now the target is impossible.
Was in the slot. And Rahul says thank you very much. He was hit straight as an arrow. And the fielders from long off and long on could just spectate the ball go all the way. Still, a lot of runs needed for Dhaka Indians, and it doesn't seem to be realistic to get those runs from the next couple of overs. And the disciplined Fariduddin Masood comes back, as Purvis rightly mentioned about his bowling. He's so disciplined, bowls stump to stump, and the asking rate is now above 40, which is impossible without any sort of miracle. Swings it does Salemohi, finds the fielder who makes a bit of fumble, but that doesn't really cost any extra run.
Waited for it, struck it nicely. Timing was there. The batters decide not to go for the single. Slightly surprising.
As Salemohi is whittling the balls properly, he decided to stay on the striking end, and this is the reason that they didn't run the single. It was on the slot, and he bludgeons the ball for a 6.
Sometimes keeping things simple really works here, and it's working for Salemohi. Nothing much wrong with the delivery. It was within the stumps again, and that 6 brings up the 150 for Dhaka Indians. And look at that last wicket partnership, almost a 50-run partnership between the final two batters. That begs the question, what were the other batters doing? Could they have been a bit more proactive?
And there was a sign of complacency as well among the bowlers, but we'll talk about that later on. It's taken. That's it. This is the end of the Dhaka Indians innings. Salemohi provided a nice cameo in the end, but the story belongs to Super Giants, who win this game by 74 runs. It's a comprehensive victory for Super Giants to kickstart this edition of Amature Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. They go on to beat Dhaka Indians by 74 runs. They have batted exceedingly well. The bowlers were also up to the mark, and they thoroughly deserve this victory. The handshakes going on among the players, but this man on screen with the red cap and the sunglasses on, Gaurav Chaturvedi, can smile freely because he's bowled exceedingly well. There was possibilities for Dhaka Indians when Gaurav Chaturvedi came to bowl, and he's really demolished all sorts of possibilities from the Indians. So this is what has happened in terms of the batting. Saddam had a good start. After his fall, Jitin Krishnan, the former skipper, had an attempt to keep the match in favor of Dhaka Indians, but apart from him, the rest of the batters couldn't really succeed. 5-1, 14-1-1. This is what came from Rohit Gaffar, Shorif Tipu and Abhijit. A fight back from Salemohi in the end, but that went in vain because that was too late for Dhaka Indians. A lot of bowlers used. I've lost the count. It's 9 bowlers from the Super Giant side. Samir was the most expensive one among them, 20 runs from his 1 over. But certainly Gaurav Chaturvedi was the pick of the bowlers. 3 overs bowled, 12 dots. Can you believe it? 2 overs went maiden from Gaurav Chaturvedi out of 3. 6 runs, 3 wickets. 2 wickets for Imon Ahmed as well from his 3 overs. So this is the match summary. Super Giants posted the total of 226, courtesy of Rifat. A stellar knock from his bat. Shoaib Mohammed had those early blows, and the skipper side Mustahid had a good partnership with Rifat in the middle overs, and that really helped Super Giants to score 226. Muhammadul Mutin Shohak picked up 2 wickets, but in reply, Dhaka Indians never seemed to win the hunt. After losing the first couple of wickets, they were out of the track. They tried to make a comeback, but Gaurav Chaturvedi really took the spotlight in his favor. Imon Ahmed also bowled well. So in the end, Victory for Super Giants by 74 runs, and they go on to top the table of Group B of Pimatek Royal Champions Trophy Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. The first encounter rather ends up being a one-sided affair between Dhaka Indians and Super Giants, as Super Giants win this by 74 runs. So it's time for the post-match presentation where Ahmed bin Parvez is waiting for you guys.
So this is the post-match presentation of the Bimatech Royal Champions Trophy 2025 Season 5, powered by Jersey Smith. And we've come across a beautiful match that ended at the Super Giants winning the game against the Dhaka Indians by 74 runs. At the post-match presentation, it's my honor to invite our guest of honor who will present the Player of the Match award, and he is none other than Naim Imran, the team owner of the Super Giants. Welcome to the podium. নাইম ভাই ওভারঅল এই টুর্নামেন্টের এই আয়োজনটা নিয়ে এই নতুন এনভায়রনমেন্টে প্রথম ম্যাচটা খেললেন, জয়ও পেলেন, কেমন লাগছে?
অফকোর্স ইটস এ গুড ফিলিং এবং সবচেয়ে বড় কথা হচ্ছে গিয়ে আয়োজনটা খুব ভালো। আর তার চেয়েও ভালো লেগেছে যে দ্য কোয়ালিটি অফ মার্চেন্ডাইজ উইচ হ্যাজ বিন ডেলিভার্ড ইজ অ্যাবসলিউটলি ফাইন। অ্যান্ড দেন অফকোর্স নিশো প্রবলি অলওয়েজ ট্রাই করে খুব ভালো করে টুর্নামেন্টটা করার জন্য। সো ইয়া ফিলিং রিলি গুড অ্যান্ড ইভেন বেটার বিকজ উইভ ওয়ান দ্য গেম সিগনিফিকেন্টলি।
তো এত বড় মার্জিনে জেতা হবে এই ব্যাপারটা কি ভেবেছিলেন, নাকি ওভারঅল লাইক হাউ স্যাটিসফাইড আর ইউ উইথ দ্য বোলিং ব্যাটিং পারফরমেন্স ওভারঅল?
I was fairly convinced, but we should have been performing better as far as our bowling is concerned. Batting the bhaloi chilo, but there are other players which I thought that should have been scored, but they went out cheaply. So, but I'm overall satisfied, and of course, Rifat, kudos to him. He's done well.
Well, you've stolen it from my mouth. Rifat is the player of the match for his 94 runs of 49, not out, kept his team on track. He is the player of the match and will receive the award from Mr. Naim Imran, the team owner of the Super Giants. Congratulations, Rifat. An excellent innings, holding it along. Rifat, অনুভূতিটা তো জানাবেনই, এবং সেই সাথে আসলে এই নতুন এনভায়রনমেন্টে যখন টস জিতে আগে ব্যাটিংয়ের সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছেন, সাধারণত সকালে একটু কঠিন হতে পারে, বাট সেই ব্যাপারটা খুব ভালো কন্টেন্ট করেছেন মনে হলো।
আমাদের ব্যাটিং অর্ডারটা বরাবরই খুবই ভালো ছিল, আর আজকে সুযোগ আসছে একটু শুরুর দিকে ব্যাটিং করার। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো হয়েছে, একটা ভালো স্টার্ট হয়েছে।
শুরু থেকে কি আইডিয়া ছিল যে আপনি শেষ পর্যন্ত ইনিংসটা টেনে নিয়ে যেতে চান?
আমি ওইভাবে চিন্তা করি না, যেহেতু শুরু থেকে নামার সুযোগ হয়েছে, তো আমি চিন্তা করতেছিলাম 12 ওভার খেলতে, একটু ভালো একটা স্কোর আনতে। যখন দেখলাম একটা বড় স্কোর হয়ে যাচ্ছে, দেন চেষ্টা করতে পারি। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ আমি শেষ করতে পেরেছি।
শেষ ওভারে এমন একটা পরিস্থিতি হয়েছিল, আসলে হয়তো একটা বল হাতে পেলে সেঞ্চুরিটাও হয়ে যেতে পারতো, সেটা নিয়ে তো আক্ষেপ নেই নিশ্চয়ই?
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, ইন ফিউচার হয়ে যাবে।
All the best, Rifat. Congratulations. Rifat, the player of the match of match number 1. And that brings us to the end of the presentation. Stay tuned. We'll have another match coming your way.
Right, so this is how things transpired in the second innings. There was a decent total on the board. Super Giants, they had to defend 226. Of course, this was above their target. They were aiming to score something around 200. So they got more than enough runs on the board. Initially, some early jitters from the bowlers. Shohag struggled to find the right line. But the first over, at least the first couple of overs, completely belonged to Dhaka Indians. Alright. But before that, Super Giants, they posted 226. Some lusty blows all around the park, straight down the ground. Rahul bowled well in his first spell. Some long balls went for sixes, just like that, straight down the ground, and this one hit the roof of the ground. This was a skyscraper, which wasn't snaffled by the fielder, but a valiant effort made. And this was the first blood from Shohag. Some good driving strokes from the batters of Super Giants, especially Rifat, was absolutely top class. Right from the inception, he's batted like a king in the middle and ruled over the bowlers. He seemed to be a very good puller of the cricket ball. Anything short, anything wide, he's taken the full toll of those deliveries. That was an opportunity which went down. This was a short and wide delivery which wasn't struck as good as the batter would have liked to. A flat batted strike down the ground, but this landed in the hands of the fielder. A boundary afterwards, and Rifat has hit some massive blows all around the park. A boundary through backward point. Then the second spell of Hridoy wasn't really fruitful. He was expensive. The batters really toyed with him. Anything short, anything wide, the batters show their real aggression on the bowlers. And this was the wicket of Syed Mustahid Hussain. The skipper had a partnership with Rifat, but fell in the trap of the bowler. And after that, it was Rifat who stole the whole spotlight. Really ran a riot on the bowlers. A catch taken in the deep by Rahul. In fact, Rohit, not Rahul. He's taken 3 catches in this match. Could have the 4th one as well, which went down. But the 4th was absolutely top notch. There was an inside edge. That's the reason why the appeal was denied by the umpire. And some good hitting in the end by the tail enders of Super Giants. Rifat was at one end till the very completion of the first innings. Missed out his 100 that he deserved thoroughly. And this was a good save. Inside edge. A streaky boundary for Rifat, and this was a mighty hit. And this was the missed opportunity I was talking about. Chetan Krishnan was the man who took the attack and played a good knock. The initial aggression from the Dhaka Indian batters, but that really crumbled in the end. The bowlers who ruled. It was straight up in the air. Chetan Krishnan was caught at deep third, a setter for the fielder. Some boundaries, and this was plumb. Imon Ahmed got the first wicket down the leg. The keeper dived and missed. A miss it. The fielder was prompt. Fariduddin Masood to pouch that. And this was through the cap. And afterwards, It was completely a Gaurav Chaturvedi show. Wicket in the very first ball, couple of wickets in his first over. This was cotton bowled, and he's delivered a dream spell for any bowler in T20 format. Abhijit was the batter who was bowled by the spinner, and this was the ultimate wicket for Gaurav Chaturvedi. The batter was trapped in front. Easy decision for the umpire. Some lusty hitting at the very end from Saleh Mohi. Other batters wanted to join the party, but they couldn't really succeed. This was the first six, which went miles almost to the other ground of this venue. And this was the most expensive over of the entire game. Samir gave 20. This was the six number 3 of Samir over. And afterwards, Saleh Mohi really tried to fight back. Was more comfortable with his sweep shots. Syed Mustahid came to bowl, but proven to be expensive. Tried out all the variation, spin, pace, medium pace, everything. And lastly, Saleh Mohi played a big heave from where he got a 6, but eventually he was caught at deep mid wicket, and that was the end of the game. And this is the end of the highlights, perhaps. Yes, the handshakes. And this was the story of the first game of BIMATEC Royal Champions Trophy Season 5. We will be back shortly with the live action of the second game. Till then, stay with us. Goodbye for now.